each episode, I aim to provide something of value to you. And that might simply be that I am the nurse in your corner that understands the challenges you face in trying to be healthy. Some weeks I'll aim to bring you value by means of information that I have sourced for you. It just might help you remember that it is worth keeping going in your health journey. In other episodes, I'll provide you with tips for simple ways to incorporate movement or nourishment or a sense of calm into your day when it feels like anything but calm. Sometimes it will be a story of inspiration. There's many people that have started their journey towards better health, and as everyone is unique, the ways that people are finding their health is just as varied. There are people taking up sport who have never played sport in their lives. There are people combining exercise with volunteering and serving a cause. There are people that have been sporty all their lives, but now they're finding new activities to engage in as they get older. You will meet all these people and many more, and you'll also hear from the practitioners and the professionals that are equally as varied. Physiotherapists, health coaches, alternative practitioners that may unblock obstacles that have seen you sabotage your health over and over. So if you've ever found yourself longing for better health, but disillusioned on how to make it happen, this podcast is for you. If you have found yourself gradually putting on weight and are unaware of the risks associated with that, then this podcast is for you. And if you think you are just about at the point where you are getting too old to change your ways, then I would say it's never too late. Sometimes there is a time for drastic action, and maybe you are on the borderline of chronic disease, in which case I would say this is an opportunity for you to prioritize your health and do all that you can to turn your situation around. For many people, though, it will be about starting small. So stay tuned for the next few minutes and I'll throw out a challenge that everybody will be able to do. I am passionate about health and wellness. My name is Ros Lindsey and I am a registered nurse, and I've chosen to launch the Wellness Nurse podcast on the 12th of May, International Nurses Day, as a way of honouring all nurses, particularly my grandmother, who was a registered nurse for 60 years and one of the most compassionate and strongest women I have ever known. There are many nurses in my family, and so I want to celebrate them and honour them for their service to the community in the many and varied aspects of nursing that they work in. From literally helping women give birth to helping people die well and everything in between, our family has got you covered. I also want to launch today because the theme of this year's International Nurses Day is our nurses, our future, the economic power of care. And quite frankly, there is a lot of economic power in preventative healthcare. I now step out of the role of the nurse that treats you when you get sick and into the role of the wellness nurse, doing all I can to help you make decisions and take actions that will prevent you from getting sick. The World Health Organization estimates that by amending lifestyle factors, including poor diet, physical inactivity, smoking, and excess body weight, we could prevent at least 80% of cases of cardiovascular disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes, and more than 40% of cancers. That's a lot of economics right there. That figure is enormous. That's a lot of people, a lot of families that potentially could be spared the impact of chronic disease. and an awful lot of healthcare dollars saved that could be spent elsewhere. Obviously, there are a number of chronic diseases that can't be prevented yet. If they could, I'd be wanting to tell you about those too. And who knows, if we learn that we can prevent Parkinson's, a miserable disease that my mum has graciously endured for the last 24 years, then I'll be shouting that from the rooftops too. The chronic diseases that have been systematically demonstrated through countless studies to have clear links to preventative factors, that will be my focus for the Wellness Nurse podcast. Cardiovascular disease, some cancers, type 2 diabetes, stroke, and some dementias. While genetics and certain uncontrollable factors influence the risk of developing some chronic diseases, a significant proportion of that risk can be mitigated through lifestyle changes, environmental strategies, and regular health screenings. This podcast aims to serve as a springboard into jumping into a new way of living. I won't be prescribing this diet or that diet or selling you supplements, that is for sure. This podcast and my new nursing venture aim to help you take stock and get unstuck. And so I throw out my first challenge of many. This afternoon, have a quick look at your afternoon and evening routine. If it's pretty set, I want you to write it down. That's it. Just list what it looks like for you. You don't have to show anyone. This list is for you. You don't have to tell me what it is. Just write it down. If you are listening to this podcast late in the day, perhaps do it tomorrow afternoon. Just write down where you sit, what activities you do, what you eat, what you drink, and how many. Afterwards, simply have a look at what you've written. The aim of the exercise is not to judge it. It's not good or bad, none of that. It's just to observe it and to acknowledge it. Often we're not even aware of what we eat and what we drink and the amount of time that passes. If you'd like to take stock of where your health is at and start making small shifts towards healthy longevity, I would ask that you please subscribe to the Wellness Nurse podcast and rate it. The more that we can get the message out that preventing illness is not only possible, it is achievable for everyone to take steps to improve their health, the greater the benefits for you and for your loved ones will be. So until next time, I hope that you have a great week. May you love the body you are in and look after it so that it stays well for longer. See you next time.